Hello YouTube, Ethan here, back another kicking action figure review. Today's view is over the NECA Burning Godzilla from NECA's Godzilla Classics line. Yeah, so we're still just getting regular Godzillas. I believe that's all NECA has the license for. And to be honest, I'm not too impressed by this figure. As you can see, they use the same sculpt as their 1994 Godzilla, which, I honestly thought I wasn't going to have a problem with. But I do. Yeah, I wish they would have made a newer, bigger sculpt. Because Burning Godzilla is a little bigger, and a new head sculpt would have been nice. But, no, I got this. But that's not really the only problem with this guy. First up, we're going to talk about detail and paint. And first off, immediately, as you notice, head and neck, totally different colors. See, he's got this like really dark green looking head, but his neck here is black. So it's like they painted over this translucent orange mold with the black to give the burning effect, which is cool and all, but the head's not the same color. You see? You see that? Not the same color. And that's no good. So we have that problem going on, and it's pretty obvious to me. I don't know about to you guys, but it's really obvious to me. Just, And there's a lot of little shoddy parts with paint also. Like, for instance, here on the neck. Like, these heat ripples don't line up. Like, you can connect this, but then this isn't connected to anything, and this is connected to that, but that's not really, working out like it's supposed to, and you have to turn it halfway around just to get one to connect. So, like, the burning parts don't really line up on the sculpt. Also, like, being able to see the orange through there, like that, I don't like that. And he's got lots of just black paint splotches and stuff all over. Black paint splotches, black paint splotches. They are all over the figure. And, like, it's not real straight painted right here. There's black paint splotch right there. Splotch right there. All over this guy. They're just all over, and I don't like that. Kind of a sloppy paint job. The paint on the tail looks fine. Just a real quick fade right here. That's nice. Got a big old paint splotch right there. From this paint, that's up pretty far. And, I guess I can deal with it. But, like, between the spines, there's, like, these big orange bars where they had the orange mold for this. And, I can look past that, though. I can look past that. I know there seems like all gripes, but there's good stuff, too. And look, like, scuff, lots of bad scuffing there. Just came out of package like that. And etc. But at least I didn't get, like, 2 right feet or something. That happens all the time from what I hear. So, yeah, other than that, though, the effect itself with the orange and the black painted over is generally good. Like with, I think with a figure that wasn't super articulated, it would have worked better, honestly, because you wouldn't have all the gaps and stuff. Like on a Bandai's Creation figure, it would have worked better. Unless, of course, it was the Fusion line, in which case the Burning Godzilla in the Fusion line looked awful, but that's because it was totally different than this. Totally different method. No good. But, it looks generally accurate. The paint on the leg is actually some of the best paint, other than that black paint splotch, Black paint right there, going all the way. All these, like, flame-looking designs, nice skin and stuff. As I said, same sculpt, it's got same feet, same, hands, body, head and all. But the paint on the eyes is really good. Right there into eyes, looking real good. Also, inside of the mouth, done pretty well. So very happy with that, except for the head's green. And no articulation. You got the same movement on the last figure, up and down, kind of side to side, open and close the mouth. Lots of movement here on the neck. You got in and out on the arms, but mine can't move as far as my 1994, which is weird. I think they're just stiffer, maybe. But, forward and back and stuff. And you got bicep rotations and stuff there, and you can move them forward and back, and you got in and out rotation. You got a nice little ball here, finger articulation. That's cool. Nice torso joint. You can move it really, really well. We're painted in the legs here, which is really nice. But you can, move them all about. Really like that. As you can see, they kind of painted it up black some in there, but they didn't do it in the higher joints. But it's still got like this fade to orange, which looks much better in the leg joints. And then you've got these kind of like knee joints here. You can see they've end. Boop. And, foot articulation like that. Also, you have all these points in the tail. And this is where it pops on and becomes a bendy wire from that point on, which doesn't really bother me, honestly. But my tail just pops off really easily on this one. It doesn't do that on my 94, but my 95, it just comes right off when I wiggle it around a bit. See, I'm like barely moving it at all, and it's just popping right off. So, that's that. Bloopity bloop bloop. So yeah, how about we get into some size comparisons? Now here's our burning Godzilla with several other Godzillas, all super articulated. Here on the left we have the NECA 1984-85 Godzilla from Return of Godzilla. And here on the right we have the 1994 Space Godzilla from SH Monster Arts. And it's the monster art I like to use mostly for scaling, because it's just like basic size. But yeah, they're all really cool. I can tell you this guy looks good with your other super articulated kaiju. He looks cool with Ultra Axe too, but I kind of like my kaiju to be a little bigger than my Ultra Axe. So I think like if you pose them all up well, they look cool, but it's whatever. But yeah, he looks good with these guys, so that's good. And here's our Godzilla with some other super articulated NECA kaiju. And of course, a Jaeger. So here on the left, that Jaeger is the Anchorage Attack Gypsy Danger from the NECA Pacific Rim line. And here on the right, we have Scunner Kaiju from, once again, the Pacific Rim line. And obviously, Godzilla is way too small to be scaled with this guys. They're in 7-inch, and Godzilla's 6-inch. So that's not really going to work out. And, the other day I was thinking they should have made their Godzillas like a 7-inch scale so that they could maybe get the rights to do more stuff. But I'm glad they did them 6-inch scale, because then they can fit with my other Godzilla stuff, and I really like that. But they aren't going to fit with this Pacific Rim stuff, sadly enough. If you want a Godzilla to fit with them, I recommend maybe like an 8-inch or a 12-inch figure. Now here's Godzilla with some more kaiju. Here on the left we have a Japanese figure. It is the repaint of the Memorial Box Gamera, the Showa Gamera, obviously. I'll have a Heisei Gamera soon enough, at some point. But yeah, I think they look fine together. Really cool. I mean, there's obviously like a big design difference and detail difference, but size-wise, I think they look fine. And then here on the right, we have the Bandai Creations, aka, Bandai America, Godzilla 2014. Yeah, so we have our legendary Godzilla here. And, American figure, so you should be able to get your hands on him. I've only seen him at Toys R Us personally, but you can get him online pretty easily. And I think they scale up fine too. The 2014 is a little bigger, but if you want a more super articulated 2014, you can get the Monster Art, or the 12-inch head-to-toe, aka 6-inch, legendary Godzilla. Modern Godzilla is what the figure's called. But, I'm just going to show them off of this one since it's a cheaper American figure. About half the price of the NECA one, actually, from what I normally see. But yeah, so this Godzilla is really going to scale up well with your other 6-inch figures. I think he looks really cool, but he's not going to scale up well with Pacific Rim stuff, sadly, but they're in different scales. What you going to do? I would also like to show him here on my Monster Art Super Articulated shelf, or one of them, with Destroya, who is just big and troublesome to move, so I wanted to show them together, though I couldn't just not show him with Monster Arts Destroya. And I think they look pretty cool together. Destroya's a real good size, he's a good size. They work, and he also looks fine with this little Revoltech Baragon too, but only the smaller Revoltechs, like the Gigan, maybe not. But yeah, Nice with sizing. Looks good. Don't be afraid to use your Monster Arts beam effects with this guy either. I know they don't look perfect, but they look pretty good, and they can slip in his mouth, you know, so great. This one comes with Fire Rodan, so if you want a big old fire blast like this for him, you know, Fire Rodan, or, you know, Can of Beams. Can of Beams is a good website. You can check that out. They make little custom blasts for Monster Arts and stuff. So what are my final thoughts on the NECA 1995 Godzilla, aka Burning Godzilla? Well, he might be my least favorite figure in the line so far. I really like this sculpt. Lots of people don't, but I think that's just because they have the monster art. I don't have the monster art, though. So I'll take this cheaper sculpt. But, you know, getting it again for Burning Godzilla, I honestly expected more from NECA. I really did. Their 54 Godzilla looks like it's going to be the best one revealed so far. But, you know, this guy is just the weakest one to me. I got him for like 20 bucks shipped on Amazon, which is a good price. I don't regret paying that. I don't regret buying it. I'm glad I have this figure in my collection. I've been messing around with him. I like this figure. You know, the more super articulated kaiju, the better. But it's just not impressive. Honestly, I think the Return of Godzilla has the weakest articulation, but I think this guy's honestly the weaker figure, even though he has some of the better articulation. Just because he's got a lot of paint problems, and it's just like a lot of paint problems. His tail pops off easy. For some reason, mine can't raise his stinking arms, but I can raise the arms on my 94 just fine, even though the same sculpt. I don't know what's up with that. But scaling and stuff is fine, and he has better articulation than most kaiju figures. So all in all, I'm going to give this guy 3 out of 5 stars, because he's not a bad figure. He's not a bad figure, by any means. But he's just not enough. I feel like they were just said, hey, you know, we have a basic Heisei Godzilla mold. Screw it. Let's just make it Burning Godzilla, so we don't have to worry about a figure. And I really would like a separate sculpt for Burning Godzilla. I think he's different enough to deserve a separate sculpt. I honestly do. And I think he's popular enough to deserve a separate sculpt. And I honestly think more people would have bought him if he had a fresh sculpt, because I have a friend collecting this line, and he did not buy Burning Godzilla. He skipped on Burning Godzilla because it was the same sculpt as 94, and he didn't want to have 2 of the same sculpt. But, you know, you can't blame him. Can't blame him for that. So yeah, that's it, you guys. 3 out of 5 stars. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. I got links to Facebook, Twitter. Follow you back on Twitter. Lots of great stuff. And remember to watch Godzilla and Gigan, Ultra Kaiju Brothers, Ask G&G, all that stuff. And yeah, so that is it. Thank you all so much for your support, and I'll see you all later.